Hi, it's GrimYGO with Luxury Gaming, and today we are covering the LCS 12 event. There's 252 players in the event, and we are here with Nikolas Ladas. He top aided the event playing Buster Blade or Dogmatica, which we've kind of seen this come in and out of the format, but especially with the past ban list, definitely made some place in the format for testing. But we are here with Nicholas. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Nikolas. It was a nice one, a nice experience. I played also some previous events, previous LCS. I also had another top 4 with Blader into the first team LCS. Blader was the deck that I was gonna pick no matter what. I'm I created the deck. I was the first one playing that, so I'm really glad to show that this deck can adapt every format after format. And especially this one, I was feeling that it was a nice format to play that, especially with Dragling being a lot represented.
Yeah, definitely. And Christian Arena kind of talked about it a little bit on stream. Basically, you're kind of like the master craft of Buster Blader. You know the interaction and all the what the cards do.
Yeah.
So you make the deck play at a higher ceiling, especially like it's very mid range but very high impactful with getting the Buster lockout. But we'll talk more about that later. Do you have any shoutouts before we start?
Yeah, I want to shout out like every single one that supported me, every single one that was talking to me during the event, with his messages, with stuff like that. Especially my friends, and I want a big shout out to Elias. He also covered my payment because I had a problem with my PayPal. So shout outs to him. So basically that's all, I guess.
Awesome. Well, let's jump right into it.
Okay. So should I start with the list now?
Yeah, so go through main deck, and then you can either pick side or extra deck. It's personal preference.
Okay. So in the main deck, um, let's start with the hand traps. I had a pretty standard lineup. Like let's say, in my opinion, Us is the best hand trap just because it's so versatile, and you know, by the time you have Us in your hand, you're gonna drop it, no matter what your opponent is playing. So I started with this card. Next, I was a bit afraid of the combo matchups. Like I didn't wanna, let's say, alpha loss. So I needed some answers on turn one if I was gonna go second. If, Even first, that Nibiru was had to go there. Like it's a really impactful card, and you can't afford to have it as a brick in a more mid-range opponent. Then we go to the Phantasmics. Like this card is insane. I also wanna shout out to Benki winning the previous LCS. Like I had no idea for Phantasmic. I never thought of it, but it came to my mind after I saw his list. It was a really nice addition to my deck. It features a lot my hands. It's also a dragon hit, which helps a lot my deck. And we come to the last contract I was playing as a trio. Many people underestimate that, but I feel like it's really nice contract. The Vader. The value is always on point. Like it's not that impactful, but you know, whenever you need it, you're gonna have it. It's not a contract that you're gonna set. It's not a contract it's also unpredictable. And the fact that it's a level one tuner helps a lot with decks. Many times with this deck, you may want to normal summon and go for the Hot Red Dragon Abyss. You also make some link plays. It's really useful. And I'm gonna say that again, it's unpredictable. Now moving to, let's say, the core of the deck, the cards that let you play. So basically, the deck has 20 starters, like with 3 well, like my favorite card of the deck. And we go next to the 3 Nadir, which is a card which is so powerful. It's one of the best cards in the deck. Each deck that gives the synergy, gives the really strong going second. You always bait and negate or break a board with Nadir. And we go to then with a star. with Dragoon, which is overperforming and killing every control matchup. It's the way that I beat, like, let's say, most of my control opponents I faced during the event. Also, this time I decided to maximize the ratio. I was gonna play for Dragoon with 3 Insight, 3 Fusion. I think that call was correct because Dragoon is a powerful card, especially at this moment without calamities, without stuff like that. Dragoon is insane. It's like checking if your opponent has Ash, other way he's gonna face a big problem. Another, I call it starter, but it's a bit more consistency card. Pot of Prosperity is a huge addition to the deck. Like, it helps a lot. It's really nice because you do not draw, and draw many times could be unlucky. You could draw a brick or something. So the fact that it helps a lot, dodging some awkward positions. So lastly, we have the tech cards, and on tech cards, I was a bit confused because many times I was also testing a lot on DB rated, and I was facing Storm after Duster and stuff like that. So I wanted to reduce the amount of shed cards I was gonna play and play just the minimum and the most impactful. That's why Paleozoic, which is a trap I really like, was not in my list, and I choose only Ice Dragon Prison and Triple Cosmic. Cosmic is also a really nice call because I expected a lot in both Dogmaticas though, and she is a problematic card, especially with my Dragoon, my Blaster Block and stuff. It touched all of them. Gladly I did not face not even one during the whole event, so yeah. So I kept only Ice and Cosmic. Should we move into the extra deck?
Yes.
So the extra deck here I think is pretty standard, except you have, like, let's say 1 or 2 flex spots you can decide to remove or play something else. You have your Buster cards, which is the 2 Fusion, 2 Synchros, and in my opinion you have to play the Link too. Sometimes it was, especially in the Dragon Link matchup, it was awesome. Helps a lot when you open with Blade Ring in your hand to pick something, but it's not that good. It's like specifically good. Most times it's the best bunnies with Prosperity. Like, I go with Loss on that one and probably an Elder Entity. So moving on, we have Dragoon and Verte, pretty standard. Also, Portrait Dragon Abyss. It was a card I really wanted to play. It's so much. It's so good. It's so powerful. It also helps you to dodge cards like Dark Ruler or Droplet, because most times they're gonna chain the monster, or with Ruler you have no responses with monsters. So you're gonna chain Prologue from the grave just to protect something you don't even have in your board, and then chain Abyss to your Prologue to negate the Ruler or Droplet. I did that a few times during the whole event. Was something my opponent did not expect. So after that we have the Dogmatica, the Nadir target, which is an Ass Dragon and double Elder Entity. And I also have a Blossom, the Tri Brigade. It's not that good, it's my flex spot in the deck, but sometimes it helps. You can put a Blader back into the bottom of the deck, or a Red Eyes or Dark Magician. It's something you can have, and it's also one target per pot. Uribo is awesome. Like, you have to make something with your wealth to send it easier to your graveyard. It's really good in the Dino Mirror, in the Dino matchup. And lastly, we have the BLS Link, which is like a Dragoon, but it's actually better on the Eldritch matchup. It's so hard for them to out that, especially if you boost each attack. It's so powerful. It simply handled me a game, I think in round 3. And lastly, my last card in the extra deck in UFC. It's something that if you do not have a tuner, or your opponent has cards like popping and stuff, you can go like that with your fusion and synchro, since synchro is gonna be destroyed during your end phase after each time you endure your opponent's one. So you have to make something with time. Juice was also a card I was thinking of playing like after the years, but sadly I preferred Blossom. I thought it would be come up sooner. It actually did. I don't think I needed Juice during the event. So moving to the side. Lancia was a mandatory in my opinion. So I don't really want to talk about that. It's a staple in the side deck. Some people also main deck that, so makes sense. Moving on, we have a last time decision. Gamma has a brick, but in my opinion, it's the second best contract of this format. It's really versatile and it's much more impactful than us. So I wanted to put Gamma in with the high risk of having a driver as well post game one. So I really got a high rewarded for playing both of them. I opened like twice the Lancia Gamma combo. Went really smoothly. Next I have the triple ruler. Ruler is actually mostly for the Dragon matchup. Also helps with the Tribe Brigade when they bury a statue lock you. Each energy out, it's a powerful card. If I was not gonna play ruler, it would be droplet, but Change Calamities is not a card anymore. There's no reason to prefer droplet other than ruler. So I picked ruler, really good card right now. I think it was amazing during the event. Whenever I had it, it was impactful. And next we are moving to the backward hate. Like I was siding in Storm for the combo matchups as well, but mostly you're gonna use the spell trap distraction. So 3 Storm, 1 Duster, and last card, the only card that it's actually only for going first was Order. Like I didn't really want to, let's say, waste many slots of going first cards because many times I was forcing my opponent to go first. So with the power of unexpected, maybe giving some breaks, giving some cards, he made it look like I was dodging his storms, his dusters, stuff like that. I think the mind game there was far more powerful than risking having 1 or 2 more cards going first, like Anti-Spell Switch. Anti-Spell is an amazing card, but I could not play into my deck because my deck is, let's say, it's slow. It's not that combo lean, so I could push for game next turn. So he could have his spell cards next turn, and I would be done for. So that's all.
Definitely. Yeah. So a few things. What was your reasoning for picking this deck for the event?
I was gonna pick Blader for sure, to be honest.
Understandable. And then the last thing, you kind of talked about preparation and text a little bit. So you're basically saying for your deck, you kind of decided to play more utility cards than heavy traps due to people citing lightning storms or other back row removal. So I thought that was a clever interaction to set up for your deck.
I really wanted to dodge that. Also, the fact that I didn't mention that my deck was a 50 card one. It was actually a call that I was always dodging playing 40 with the deck. Like I have so many breaks. It's understandable. Sometimes you're gonna open that. I just wanted to dodge opening multiples. That when your hand hurts a bit. So the 50 cards was to, let's say, 1 break is okay, but it more depends on the other cards you're gonna have. If you have like 3 powerful cards, they're gonna carry you for sure. So you can't afford having 2 breaks. So that was the interaction I wanted to bring out with playing more than 40 and especially 50. I dodged also 60 because I really want to see my side deck, you know,
I think 50 is perfect. 40 allows you to see your bricks, and also you played some other cool tech cards like the Blossom, which I think it's a good tech card if especially playing the Dogmatica, able to recycle a card you don't need in your hand or a possible brick, and then getting a brand new card. So that's one thing we haven't really seen yet that I think you innovated, which was very cool for this deck. Yeah, is there anything else you want to say about preparation or text, or did we cover it all?
I think that's enough. Like I'm grinding on DD. I had my preparation. I was trying to find something. I tested a lot of cards, many trap cards, many different ways, many different builds. So I think I came up to, let's say, in my opinion, that's the best version I could bring on. And I realized that during the event because sometimes you have a list and you kind of regret having this card or another ratio of a card. Like in this event, everything was moved. Like I never never regret having a card into my deck or a ratio or an extra. I think I was high rewarded for my choices, and I'm really glad to have that result.
Yeah, awesome. And I another thing about I guess you talk about effect veiler. So besides using Phantasme and like getting an Ash Blossom, your other like utility cards in the main deck are able to like you're able to use after you use Phantasme. So like
Yeah,
Dragon
yeah,
Link, you can still Veiler LP or any other interactions like that after Phantasme. So
yeah.
I
That's
think
all. That's
it,
all.
yeah. So it definitely has some implications. But yeah, other than that, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Hey, about the list now.
Got you. Well, yeah, thank you so much, man, and congrats on the top.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem. And guys, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Shout outs to luxury sponsors, MetaMats, Imperial, and YGO Daily. And see you guys in the next one.